Namaste guys, I'm Siddesh Gururaj and welcome back to another episode of Incredible India with Sid. If you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe and press that notification button. The dark chapter of history during World War II, when Hitler's deadly war machinery rolled over Europe, spreading terror and destruction on the continent of Europe. The ravages of the Second World War left Poland a shadow of the country it once was. The nation was torn apart by destructive forces, its people held captive in concentration camps, and countless of its children left orphans. Overcoming grave obstacles and challenges, hundreds of Polish children and women managed to escape the dire circumstances in their country, but there was still a harsh journey awaiting them. They went to many countries on their way and tried to seek help from them, but to their despair, they were turned away from each and every country they approached for help. They finally arrived in Mumbai. It was a period when India was fighting an important battle of its own, one of self-determination against the backdrop of severe famine and drought and the fight for independence. When they docked the ship in Mumbai, the British governor too refused them entry. They now felt helpless and their hopes shattered. But then came a ray of hope in the form of Maharaja Digvijay Singhji Ranjit Singhji Jadeja of Navnagar of Gujarat, who had heard the plight of refugees, sought to help them and pressurized the British government to allow the refugees to disembark. Frustrated by the lack of empathy and the unwillingness of the government to act, the Maharaja ordered the ship to dock at Rosie Airport in his province. Thus began the story of Little Poland in India. Digvijay Singhji Ranjit Singhji Jadeja, born on 18 September 1895, was the Maharaj Jam Sahib of Navnagar from 1933 to 1948. Succeeding his uncle, the famed cricketer Ranjit Singhji. He was educated at Rajkumar College, Rajkot, then at Melbourne College and University College London. Digvijay Singhji enjoyed a military career for over 2 decades. After promotion to captain in 1929, he retired from the army in 1931. 2 years later, Digvijay Singhji succeeded his uncle, who had adopted him as his heir. So, when the Polish refugees docked their ship at Rosie in the Maharaja's province, the Maharaja warmly welcomed the Polish children and women, saying, "Do not consider yourself orphans. You are now Navnagaris and I am your Bapu, father of all the people of Navnagar, so also yours." The children were set up in tented accommodations while the Maharaja set about building the Balachadi camp, located near his summer palace and 25 km away from the capital city of Jamnagar. He faced severe objections from the British government for taking in foreign refugees, but the Maharaja proudly claimed that they were the part of his family, even going so far as to provide the government with adoption certificates for them. Mr. Wislaw Stipula, a Polish survivor, remembers the Maharaja's concern for the eating habits. "When we arrived at the camp, the Maharaja gave a party, but he did not know what we children liked to eat. Despite being hungry, we didn't like to eat at all. Bapu saw this and said, 'Don't worry, I'll fix this.' He bought 7 young cooks for us from Goa." According to Polish sources, the Maharaja told the children, "You may not have your parents, but I'm your father now." The children in turn called him our Bapu, or father in Hindi. The Maharaja particularly cared for the education of children, and he made sure that each and every child in the camp was educated. A fairly large school was established for the children at Balachadi, and he took the responsibility of providing them with everything necessary for their studies and also paying for their fees and school necessities. Today, the children, who are grown-ups, hold many important positions in the Polish society, as well as many of them are settled without having to worry about the availability of food, money, and their dreadful past. The Maharaja's gesture went on to inspire many others to open their hearts and homes to the innocent victims of war, not just in India but across the whole world. His act of generosity is clearly still remembered in Poland, where he was awarded the Commander's Cross of the Order of Merit by the President. Poland has also named the Maharaja the honorary patron of the popular Warsaw Bednarska High School. In 2013, the government of Poland inaugurated the Good Maharaja Square in Warsaw in gratitude of Maharaja Jam Sahib. Those who returned to Poland even formed an association called Poles in India. Both the Jews and Catholics housed in the camps became very attached to India and often recall in the sunset years in other countries about that crucial phase of their lives in India. I hope you all enjoyed this beautiful story of compassion, sympathy, and love for humanity. If you like this video, please don't forget to check out my other videos and also don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe to this channel. Dhanyavad.